Hello students, today I'm going to discuss about the food hygiene, personal hygiene and plant hygiene in dairy plants. Quality has become the core issue in dairy production and processing, and thus maintaining food hygiene, personal hygiene and plant hygiene is very much essential. One should note that choices and demand for food products are changing. Changing because consumers are more aware and educated, and consciousness about quality is growing. Consumers prefer quality products. Consumer wants to consume quality products, and quality depends on the quality of raw material. So quality of processed products depend on raw material, and to ensure the quality of raw material, maintaining food hygiene is very important. And good manufacturing practices is the key to producing quality products. The GMP are designed to assist employees to maintain high quality standards and safety of products manufactured and distributed by the dairy farms. Then the next objective of GMP is to educate employees about correct sanitary practices and emphasize the importance of personal hygiene and cleanliness. So it is very important to ensure personal hygiene while going for production or processing of dairy products. Personal hygiene is the key to GMP. GMP begins with the personal hygiene. All employees must maintain a high degree of personal cleanliness. It is imperative to prevent dairy products from contamination. To ensure personal hygiene, proper grooming is essential, and make sure that no person shall spit, use tobacco, pan masala, chew betel leaves, take food, drink water or consume beverages, or store clothing or personal belongings at the places where dairy products are manufactured, or utensils, packaging materials, or ingredients for the preparation of dairy products are stored. It is a usual practice, it is a usual habit of the workers that they spit here and there. Many of them consume, use tobacco, pan masala, chew leaf, betel leaves, take food, drink water while they are engaged in the different kinds of production activities. But this is very, very undesirable, and it can lead to contamination, it can lead to infection, and thus it is very important that such kind of practices are not allowed in the dairy plants. No person who is a carrier of diseases or who is suffering from any infectious diseases, have open sore or communicable infection on their skin, shall be engaged in the manufacturing of dairy products. So, if a person is sick, if he has any kind of communicable diseases that may be transferred to the other persons who consume the dairy products, and thus it is very important to ensure that in production only healthy persons are getting involved. In case of any doubt, the authorized doctor shall check the employee for any illness, and unless he is found suitable, he is found fit, the employee should not be involved in the production. Then there are certain personal hygiene, certain practices of personal hygiene that must be maintained, and from tip to toe, it is important to maintain the hygiene of all parts. Hair is an extraneous matter that be kept out of the product. Hair must be neatly combed. Covering head with a hairnet or a cap all the times is essential, and if the hair is not enclosed by a cap, then a hairnet must be worn. No hairpins, bobby pins, hair clips, or any other similar clips is allowed to keep a head covering in place, because it may sometimes knowingly or unknowingly fall in the product, get mixed with the product, and it can cause hazard. Thus, they must be enclosed in the hairnet. Hair extending over the ear or beyond the top of the shirt collar must be protected by a hairnet. Bump helmets are not considered effective hair restraint, and if worn, an approved hair covering restraint must also be worn underneath. No person should comb their hair at the workplace. Man shall preferably be clean shaven. The mustache should be properly covered so that chances of hair falling in the products do not arise. A neat, closely clipped mustache and neat sideburns are permissible if the mustache is no wider than around outer edge of mouth and extends to longer than the bottom of the mouth. Handbar style mustache will not be permitted. So it is very important that if a person has mustache, then it should be properly clipped. It should not be too long, and it must be kept in a proper way. The sideburns are trimmed no longer than the lobe of the ear. Curved sideburns extending towards the corner of the mouth will not be permitted. Beards are extraneous matter. It may cause hazard, and because of the risk of hair loss, and beard must be completely covered and enclosed with a clean disposable mask. This is essential to ensure that no beard hair from the beard falls in the products and make it make the products undesirable. Then the next part is hands, and most of the works are performed with the help of hands. Particularly where the operations are manually done, the most used part is the human hands. And thus, hands should be properly cleaned, sanitized, hands touch products or product packaging all the time, and this may become hazardous to the products. Thus, it is important to keep hands and fingernails clean, keep fingernails properly trimmed. Long fingernails are unsuitable in dairy plants. They should be properly clipped. And it is important to wash hands thoroughly in a hand wash facility before commencing work and after each absence from the work area. After visiting the restroom, toilet, after smoking, and at any other time the hands have become soiled or contaminated, employees must wash their hands, must sanitize their hands before returning to their work area. It is essential to ensure that the products must not get infected or contaminated because of our soiled hands. Then clothing is provided to protect the product from contamination. Clothing must be clean at the start of production and kept clean during production. Where clothing becomes soiled rapidly, disposable or plastic apron should be worn over it and changed frequently for additional protection against product contamination. If you work in a very dirty or contaminated area, such as effluent disposal area, change into clean clothes before entering the plant. So this is very important that clothes should be properly cleaned, ironed. It should be made disinfected. It should be disinfected. It show that the products it could not come if the product comes in contact with the cloth. The product should not get contaminated, infected, or become soiled. Pockets above the waist are not allowed. Pockets must be removed or sewn shut to prevent use and to eliminate a product contamination risk. When sweaters are needed, they must be worn under the outer garments to avoid product contamination with loose fibers. Sweaters should be short, paired, close knit, and lint free. Maintain gloves used for handling food and food contact packaging, supplies intact and in sanitary condition. Gloves shall be of food grade material. If gloves are worn for handling food and food packaging, they must be kept clean and only worn for this purpose. Gloves shall be rinsed in sanitation in sanitizing solution before handling any product. Hands must be washed and sanitized even though gloves are on. Then it is important that workers do not carry pens, pencils, thermometers, spectacles, tools, etc., insert coats, etc., above the belt or waistline or behind the ear. This would prevent articles from falling into the products. Do not use decorative buttons or shirts or apron. They may fail in products accidentally. Then jewelry. It is important that rings, earrings, badges, watches, and other jewelry must not be worn while on the job because hand jewelry cannot be adequately sanitized against bacteria transmission. Jewelry may fall into product, and jewelry is a safety hazard with machinery. Therefore, it is important that use of jewelry, wearing or jewelry should be avoided. Exception for wearing jewelry is a necklace or chain where applicable or under shirt or t-shirt. If it is under the shirt or t-shirt, even if it falls, it will remain there, it will not get mixed in the product, and therefore it is allowed. A small plain slipper earrings, a plain wedding band which cannot be removed is the only exception to this requirement. Then shoes, keep shoes clean, neat and in good condition. Safety boots and shoes should be worn only at the workplace and not in any other places to avoid contamination. It should be kept in mind that these boots should not be used anywhere other than the place where the production is going on. One should not wear the boots, the shoes, same shoes and boots and go to the washroom, etc. because it may get infected and it will spoil the products, it will contaminate the products. In critical aseptic areas, foot bath must be used by all personnel whenever they are provided. They are essential part of sanitization procedure. Then there are other habits also, like smoking is permitted only in authorized areas. Hands must be washed after smoking and before re-entering the product areas. Chewing of bitter leaves, palm masala, and tobacco is permitted only outside the factory premises. Mouth and hand must be washed after chewing and before re-entering the production area. Then food for drink is not permitted in the plant. Drinking water is provided at drinking fountains, basins. Maintain lockers clean and free of soiled clothing and food materials to prevent attraction of pests. Avoid uncontrolled, uncovered coughing or sneezing in manufacturing and packaging area. Wear safety goggles where chemical materials are used and handled. Hearing protection must be worn in designated area. They must be kept clean. Do not leave them on equipment surface when they are not in use. Mask must be used in designated areas. Nobody should be allowed to enter production area without wearing the apron and cap. Use of muffler is prohibited in the production area. So these are the practices. These are the good manufacturing practices which should be followed, which must be followed in the plants while the the workers are engaged in the production or processing. Because it is essential to maintain the hygiene, to retain the quality and to meet the standards of the prescribed standards of the manufacturing, so that the quality products can be prepared and made available to the consumers. Thank you very much.